Good morning, beautiful people, powerful souls. What are you choosing to focus on today? Come back to your breath. Connect with yourself. Sometimes to connect with your body, get out of here. Touch your heart space. Rub on that space. Onto your stomach. Send energy, love to those parts of your body. If you're having puku problems, stomach problems, rub on that area. Stimulate it, get it functioning. A lot of the time though, your stomach won't be functioning effectively because you're stuck in here. So this morning I've been learning about the ego. Our brain can really keep us stuck in unhelpful thought patterns. So it's about coming out of your head and coming into your heart space, letting go of resentment, complaining, anything that does with being right, control. I need to be right all the time and justify ourselves, explain, actually blame other people. No, it's actually about coming back into the heart space, because it can just be so unhelpful, so destructive, not only to that person, the other person, and a lot of the time we make up stories and scenarios that aren't even accurate. So it's actually about taking the time to be mindful and go, well, that other person might actually be going through something at the moment, or they might be a bit too busy to get back to me right now. But we can often get inside our own head and make up scenarios in our the brain likes us to keeps us, it likes the familiar. It will keep us safe, keep us in these patterns of familiarity, and a lot of the time it's not helpful. So so this morning I thought we could do a little bit of a mindfulness practice and actually come back to the breath, come back to the heart space, connect with the all-knowing, our inner compass, our inner guide. Our stomach actually has more neurons than our brain. So which one are you listening to? Because our brain is often illogical. The logic's out the window. We can be stuck from past patterns, conditionings, and half of those beliefs are not even ours. So sometimes it's about coming back, observing our thoughts, and like I talk about sitting with yourself, and I used to be scared about sitting with myself and going, because I've been through so much trauma and a lot, that I was scared to look back. I was like living, and that's why I was an adrenaline junkie and did sports, high risk sports and things like that, because it took me out of that. And I was in a more heightened state, and I lived on that, but it wasn't, I couldn't maintain that adrenaline state at the time. It made me feel awesome, but I started having head injuries, and I took up my main computer. That was the way that the universe slowed me down. A lot of the things we go through, we grow through. So so now I'm like, oh no, longevity, sustainable living, not extremes. Because I'm like, oh, look after my vessel now. Actually, it's your temple. What are you putting in it? What are you saying to it? Because are you looking after yourself? Because it's gonna be here longer than a handbag or something some expensive thing you buy. And if you actually look at half the rubbish food you buy and that, it's like, invest in your health, invest in your wealth, because it is your wealth. Because you don't want to be suffering later on. That's why I'm really mindful about what I do these days. Because as I get older, I'm like, oh no, look after your body. Anyway, let's take a moment to connect with the breath, because I've got a nervous system reset coming up soon. And as I was saying, it's about actually getting out of your own way, because your thoughts can keep you stuck in unhealthy patterns, sometimes very destructive and harmful. So I always say, is it helpful? Is it empowering? Is it kind? Your thoughts. So come back and observe your thoughts, but in a non-judgmental way too. Don't criticize yourself, because We are mere human beings. No one's perfect, you know. It's progress over perfection. So it's about being aware of these things and these harmful patterns and actually going, no, this is not helping me anymore. So, and then setting intentions like to what is going to help me. So maybe that's writing some affirmations. I used to carry a little stone around, and every time, so when the black dog was following me around, you know, when I was really down, when life hurt me, you know, and I didn't want it to harden my heart, so I decided I carried either a crystal rock, or I do little practices that actually help me shift my shit and keep me unstuck from those negative thoughts. And just, you know, like I've been through a fire, lost everything, cyclone, lost my mum early, like just lots of events. So I'm actually going to share today too something about trauma and how, you know, yeah, I'll share it today anyway. So if you want to learn a little bit more about how to overcome things, and yeah, just to help you out, because it actually becomes stuck in our body as well, a lot of trauma issues in your tissues. So that's why I love the resetting, because it's actually about releasing a lot of things that our body holds on to, because your body has a memory too. Your you know, like everything, like actually even your skin, what are you putting on yourself? That's like one of your biggest organs. So, and what's your biggest organ? So there's, yeah, so many teachings that such a preacher, eh? No, such a teacher. No, I'm like plant seeds, you know, like even if it starts with one thing. So about the rock I carried around, like the stone, so it would be in my pocket. So every time I felt it in my pocket, I had to think of something I was grateful for, something that, you know, like even if it was simple, because when I lost everything, it's like, what am I grateful for? And I'm like, well, I've got a healthy body, you know, I can walk, I have, you know, like I have food to eat right now. Like it's just simplicity, coming back to simple things. I actually worked on deep sea fishing trawlers for probably 3.5 years off and on, and it's funny when you're out at sea for months on end. You think you miss things, but actually, do you know what I missed? It was a bed that didn't move. It was a hot bath. It was the grass beneath my feet. Even the sparrows. The sea hitting the shore. I was like, it was really uncanny, because you think you will miss these things, but no, you don't. It's actually, I miss sleep, you know, like time to rest and just have time for me. So it's so really like come back to when it's just we're fed so much consumerism society. It keeps us busy, it keeps us working, it keeps us locked in, you know. So we're kind of conditioned to keep going, keep, you know, keep the system functioning. So it's actually about coming back to what actually is good for me, what keeps me well, and do more of that. So setting intentions is really good. Yeah, sometimes I actually find chucking things in the fire, write something down you want to release, let go, chuck that in the fire. Like now and then I have a burn off. I actually did a lot of clearing it was a big solar eclipse, and I had a bonfire, and I actually burnt heaps of even old clothes, things that I thought, why am I holding on to this, you know? How you can hold on to things and go, I want to fit this one day, and it's actually like, just get rid of it, man. You know, there's something about decluttering, clearing out things that no longer you don't need any longer, because you can hold on to things, and actually a lot of things are not helpful, you know. It's actually hindering your growth and who you're becoming. So it's about releasing. Another method I actually find is writing something on a stone, or even holding a stone when you're at the beach, and think about something that you don't want anymore, you want to release, and I chuck it out into the ocean. And yeah, just little things, you know, to help. Certainly, you know, it doesn't happen overnight, but the more consistent you are with things, it's a bit like bodybuilding. Consistency over perfection, progress over perfection. The more you do things, and you know, you don't have to climb the mountain. all at once. Do you know the biggest, bravest step is taking the first step? Do one little thing at a time. You know, like the snail, the tortoise run the race. Wasn't the fast hare, it was the slow one. Slowly but surely you get there. And yeah, I've pretty much been undoing my age, going through premenopause, menopause, going, and I've pretty much flipped the script, and it's by learning about what works for me nutrition wise, mindset. I'm still working on that thing though. Going over my mindfulness study at the moment. So getting out of the ego. My need to be right, my need to control, my need to be busy, and like actually just come back to the here, the now, be kind to myself. Connect with the breath. So that's a really good way. And sometimes just come back to your senses. So, I was scared to sit with myself and what would come up because of a lot of trauma and that. But actually, you can just come back to the breath, or just actually put a thought in you. So when I breathe, come back into that heart coherence. So Dr. Joe Dispenza, he's amazing. Talks about heart coherence. So even if you close your eyes and breathe into that space, and actually as if you have embers on your heart, so breathing in and out, and visualize it as if so, and it brings that energy and that your thoughts, so as if you're breathing in and out of your heart. And it actually just helps you lock into that space. Even holding a hand on your heart, one on your stomach, help ground your body, putting your feet in the earth, all of these things. That's why gardening and being in nature is so good for us. A bit of earthing going on, grounding. I love the water. I'm a water baby, so I often have a bath with salts in pretty much every night, and it really helps to de-escalate me and ground me and settle me at times, because I'm like go. I'm quite a high functioning person, so I try to get out of my head and ground myself. So I've been setting up a bit of a wellness sanctuary. My bigger vision is actually it's for other people. But yeah, just have been learning what keeps me well over the years, and just sharing. Like I love education. Embodied is empowerment. So I don't just, I practice what I preach. Well, what I teach, I'm not really into preaching, because you can give people the tools, like I'll give you the tools, truth, but it's up to you to do the transformation. And one size doesn't fit all, so it's about actually really listening to yourself. That's why I say come back to that inner compass. Listen to your gut, it knows. Get out of here. That's self-sabotage a lot of the time, So I'm like, 1, 2, 3, go. Just don't think about it. Preparation, like I didn't feel like getting up and working out, but I have a plan and I stick to it. So, and that's what keeps me able to achieve what I want to achieve. But a lot of the time actually now, because I'm a high achiever, I'm like, actually it's hard for me to slow down. So that's what I'm working on. That's why I'm coming back to the nervous system, because for the last few years, I've been competing my horse. I had 3 properties on the go at once. And this is after a head injury. I just come out of rehab, went into social work full time. The whānau I had around me in Taranaki were like, Farah, what are you doing? And I'm like, I was always scared to stop after trauma too. Like, I think it was my way of coping. So that's why I started studying mindfulness and coming to the here and the now, and learning to actually regulate and meditate and ground myself. And that's why I've come to nature. I was an urban girl, but I find this nature's nurture, and it helps settle my soul. Same with horses, they're emotional regulators. So just setting up actually a bit of a wellness sanctuary, what keeps me well, and would love this space to break bread with people and connect and be the beings we're born to be. Well, actually just be, breathe, and just slow down, like share a meal, have some laugh, rest, reconnect contribute to mental health for a long time was the overflow of the psychiatric unit in Wellington. And do you know what? It really was a humbling experience, and people just, the things people go through and the hurt, I see it in people's eyes, and that's kind of why I'm on my own journey, because I kind of feel a lot in people. So yeah, but I love helping. Well, I don't help people, I work alongside people. Like, it's up to them to help themselves. So, but I loved it, actually, seeing what rest, sleep, food, connection, those things, how it's food for the soul, like coming into nature. And there's just so many things, tools and little things that we can start implementing into our lives and just making a priority, because you're important, you matter too. So if you're ever not doing well, come back to simplicity, come back to being kind to yourself. And I am is really empowering. I used to be like, I read this book, Your Rights to Riches, and it was about having an abundance of everything, your heart desires and that. But it took me probably like 20 odd years to be able to go, well, even this one, I am a winner. I'm like, I'm winning. But actually, I am worthy, I am safe, I am enough. Like, actually, I am is really powerful. You'll notice, you go, a lot of your thoughts you criticize. Like, we end up, like, we get bullied growing up a lot of the time, or, like, disciplined. I got pretty harsh discipline growing up in that. And then you just, it's such a conditioned thing, and then you feel like you're a failure, you're a loser. It's really a lot of undoing and redoing. So it takes time. Same with like this bodybuilding. Like, I did so much. That's why I work with people younger, because so much damage over the years, not looking after myself, not eating well. I used to actually overtrain, and well, I love food, so I ate whatever, but I trained really hard, and it was just really quite self-harm, bit of gluttony in there. I love food, but now I'm like, actually, I'm loving on myself, looking after myself, so I can be better for myself and the people I work alongside. And I've really enjoyed this journey of learning, and well, the growth. It's amazing, actually. Still got my art played on, learner of life, and life is the biggest teacher, really. It gives you many lessons. So, don't let it harden your heart. Let it open your heart and go, what is life teaching me right now? And just grow from that. Yeah. We grow through what we go through. So it's about being kind to you when you're going through it, and knowing this too shall pass. Right, I'll leave you with that. But yeah, connect with your breath. And if you're ever dysregulated, it's really good to even just close your eyes, reset. And breathe from your nose too, if you can. You inhale, and even the last one, so you do 2 inhales. And out breath. Longer exhale. That can be a really good strategy of helping you regulate your nervous system. Especially the long exhale, because you notice when you're heightened, you'll be holding drop your shoulders, roll them back, really watch your posture, because when you're depressed in that, notice how you'll be standing to your posture, you'll be hunched over. Now even practice smiling, smile, not just smiling here, smile within, connect with your body, and even visualize smiling within yourself. I hope that helped. My reset starts soon, so if you're interested, if you're a woman, even if you're a man, I can send you some tools and strategies. It's all free, so yeah, let's be the beings we're born to be. Be kind to you. Enjoy this beautiful new day of opportunity.